clearly see through the toe-off phase in Craig's stride how he gets a boost of forward speed, essentially launches forward as he toes off. You can see again the very strong arced position here of his body on toe off. If you look at Chris, what we see with him is more of a straight line through a forward lean at the back. You can also really see this if you just look simply at the angle of his back, at the approximate angle, whereas Craig is nearly perfectly vertical here. You can see Chris leaning forward several degrees. Besides, as I mentioned before, this allowing this posture here versus this posture allowing greater extension at the back and pushing or causing the core section of the body to lead the runner. It also sets, from an engineering standpoint, from a physics standpoint, sets you up for forward propulsion at the toe off here because of the angle of the leg at toe off. Here there's a much greater vector component pushing you forward, or in other words, giving you rearward thrust, than in this type of posture where the body is more in a straight line with the trailing leg or the toe off leg. Here a lot more of the force vector is directed up this way, which if anything will cause more vertical flight relative to horizontal flight, whereas this position here is largely, more of the force, or most of the force is directed in a forward direction. So I think this is a really clear distinction here. Better range of motion, better posture, power arc results in a faster pace driving forward. So what do you need to get into this position? Well, you need a heck of a lot of mobility, first of all. You need to be loose enough, mobile enough through the front of the hips to be able to adopt this position here. So that means the hip flexor area, psoas, etc. needs to be supple enough to allow this extension to occur, especially under extreme conditions like we're seeing here. Another easy way to see when you or someone else is not conditioned properly to achieve this posture is when running up a fairly challenging hill. And you'll see that a weaker runner, or someone who is not conditioned as well for this type of a running form, will immediately tend to hinge forward at the waist to lean into the hill that way, as opposed to driving the hips up the hill. And that's basically what we're also seeing here. So it requires the suppleness to achieve that range of motion, the mobility. It also requires the strength, the functional strength and balance to maintain this posture, to maintain a steady core, and allow this force to be transmitted through the core, driving the core forward. So if we have weaknesses or imbalances through the core area here, a lot of force that we are able to apply to the ground is either absorbed in collapsing or inefficient motions, or is not directed in the right way.